How do you rewire your brain?
The first step is
Because somebody like you, you're reading, you're getting access to information that the average person, right, doesn't see. Don't know where to look either. So how does that first step start?
in becoming humble and realizing that you don't know shit.
Facts.
Right? Because when you're humble and you sit down and you're like, why are all these people so far ahead than I am in my same age bracket, and why am I stuck? And it has to do with, first of all, understanding that you don't know anything. Like you truly don't know anything. So you come with a student's mentality. I see people, you know, and I see it not just with myself, but with other influencers. I see it when people comment on YouTube. Their first reaction is to shit on people, or is to be like, oh, this was lucky. But what if it wasn't lucky? What if you're wrong with that comment? What if that person was prepared? And it's this idea that so many times in life, you look at a situation and you try to view it through your lens. But maybe the solution is that you have to educate yourself in a way that other people don't educate themselves. And I say this often is, do you think that the kings or the monarchs or the emperors got the same education that the peasants got? Do you think that they ate the same food that the peasants ate? Do you think they hung out in the same circles that the peasants hung out? No, they didn't. So the first step is understanding that the education that you're being fed, right, is going to lead you to an end result. So you have to ask yourself, who's feeding me this information and what is their intent? The second thing is, who's feeding me food and what is their intent? And the third one is, what circles am I being placed in, or am I putting myself in, and what is the intent of the people around me? Because if you can understand the intent of why people are doing what they're doing to you or to themselves or to the environment, you can determine whether you want that for your life or not. That's the first part. The second step is you need to look at the data. If there's an issue with diabetes, for example, in America being one of the leading causes of death, the question has to be, well, why is that taking place, right? If there's so many people addicted to porn, you need to ask yourself, well, why is that the case? If people are getting smashed all day, getting drunk all day, being high all day, you have to ask yourself, well, what's the source? What's the reason? What are they thinking and what is being fed to them? And you want to stay away from that. Food-wise, mental-wise, and then the people around you. Dude, you know it just as much as I do. Most people are like, oh, you know what, bro? I have shitty friends, but they're still my friends, you know? Dude, you have to live with yourself for the rest of your life. You have to live with yourself for the rest of your life. You don't have to live with your girl for the rest of your life. You're not gonna live with your boys for the rest of your life. So the decisions that you make, you have to be accountable to yourself in the fucking mirror every single day. Because when you're on your deathbed, you can't be out here blaming nobody. It's just you, it's your decisions. And what I realized is that the foundation to everything, success, wealth, everything is health. Why? Because I can have, let's say, my parents. People talk about family. But if I don't have my health, I can't enjoy my family. But I could do without my family and still have everything else. But if I don't have my health as a base, it's useless. I could have all the money in the world, but if I don't have my base set and established, then I lose. I could have a phenomenal relationship with my girl, right? But if I don't have health as a foundation, there's nothing to build on. And it's this idea that if you're dead, or if you're not operating like Nate said, your CPU is not operating at its full capacity, you're losing. And people need to focus on that. And I say, as I've said it before, it's this idea that when I go and ask these billionaires for advice in Puerto Rico, or I sit down with people worth hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, people that have sold companies, ask them, dude, give me some advice. Focus on your health. Focus on your health. Well, what about money? Shut the fuck up. Focus on health. And then you start realizing that the needs and the wants that the common people have, or people that are uneducated, is not the same wants and needs that people that have already made it have. So you ask yourself, maybe I just avoid all the bullshit and I go straight to the end goal by surrounding myself with winners, taking the advice of winners, which is focus on your health, focus on your development, focus on yourself, and then the rest will come.